Hello guys, this is Amrita and today I came with another new topic. So my today's topic is pneumothorax. So what is pneumothorax? Pneumothorax is presence of air in the pleural cavity which leads to collapse of lung. So we all know our lung is contained elastic tissues and it has two pleural layers. One is visceral pleura and another one is parietal pleura. So the visceral pleura is connected with the lung parenchyma and the parietal pleura is connected with the chest wall. So between these two layers there is intrapleural fluid which is around 5 ml. So this two pleural layer contains negative intrapleural pressure which keeps the lung expanded and the chest wall in its proper place, because we all know our lung has contained elastic tissue, so it has tendency to fall inwardly and chest wall has tendency to fall outwardly. So due to this negative intrapleural pressure it keeps the lung and the chest wall in proper place. So in pneumothorax what happens, either air has to come out from the outside the chest wall or from the lung. So let's see the gross types and clinical features and investigation about this topic. So let's start. So my today's content about pneumothorax is introduction about pneumothorax, etiology, types of pneumothorax, clinical features and investigation. So we know presence of air in the pleural cavity which leads to collapse of lung is called pneumothorax. So let's see the types here. Pneumothorax is grossly divided into two types. One is spontaneous and another one is traumatic pneumothorax. In spontaneous pneumothorax, suddenly develop pneumothorax without any trauma. But in traumatic pneumothorax, which is due to trauma to the chest wall or lung tissue. So again, spontaneous pneumothorax is divided into two types: primary spontaneous pneumothorax and secondary spontaneous pneumothorax. And what happens in primary spontaneous pneumothorax is it mostly happens in young male less than 30 years, teen, tall, like who used to smoke. So what happens in them, like in some people, like so in beneath the in visceral pleura there is some pleural blebs or air filled cavities. Sometimes it used to get ruptured, so it leads to pneumothorax. And in secondary pneumothorax mostly it occurs due to obstructive lung diseases like emphysema and asthma, bronchiectasis, chronic COPD, chronic bronchitis, etc. Again, spontaneous pneumothorax is divided into three types: closed pneumothorax, open spontaneous pneumothorax, and tension pneumothorax. In closed pneumothorax, there is communication between pleura and lung seals off and doesn't reopen. The air trapped in pleural cavity and which gets absorbed slowly, and in between 2 to 4 weeks, lung gets re-expanded. Clinically, closed pneumothorax manifests as trivial breathlessness that gradually abates over a few days. Pleural space infection is uncommon here. Now, open pneumothorax. What happens in open spontaneous pneumothorax is the communication between bronchus and pleura does not seal off and remains patent, which results bronchial fistula. Since air can freely flow through the bronchopleural fistula and intrapleural pressure and atmospheric pressure remain the same throughout the respiratory cycle, so this prevents the re-expansion of the collapsed lung. Open pneumothorax usually follows the rupture of the emphysematous bulla, a small pleural bleb or tuberculous cavity or lung abscess into the pleural space. And now tension pneumothorax. What happens here is communication between the pleura and lung persists. It works as a one-way valve allowing the air enter to the pleural space. Here what happens is intrapleural pressure remains positive throughout the respiratory cycle during the expiration and inspiration, and now air enters to the pleural cavity and which acts as one-way valve. So during the inspiration air enters but during expiration cannot go out, so which leads to progressive accumulation of the air. So here air pressure is more than atmospheric pressure. So this pressure forcefully compresses the lung towards the opposite side, which leads to compression of the mediastinum, and due to compression of the mediastinum, it leads to mediastinal shift to the opposite side. Even opposite lung may be partially collapsed, which can lead to two problems. Number one, collapse of the respiratory system, and number two, collapse of the cardiovascular system. Due to high pressure of the lung, which cannot do the ventilatory function properly. So ventilatory failure leads to the severe hypoxemia. Number two, which leads to the mediastinal shifting and kinging or compression of the mediastinal structure like IVC, SVC. So here venous return to the heart decreases and cardiac output also decreases and cardiovascular system collapses. And due to mediastinal shifting, trachea is also shifted, so which leads to dyspnea. And having diagnosed the patient, we have to diagnose clinically here. Let's see the etiology. In case of primary pneumothorax, commonly affects tall, slender male less than 30 years, smoker, and due to rupture of the subpleural valves. And in secondary pneumothorax, most common etiology is obstructive lung diseases like emphysema, chronic bronchitis, bronchiectasis, asthma, chronic COPD patient, and rupture of the emphysematous bulla. In traumatic pneumothorax, there is blunt force injury and penetrating injury to the chest wall, bronchi or esophagus. And in iatrogenic pneumothorax, there is diagnostic or therapeutic interventions like secondary transthoracic and transbronchial biopsy, central venous catheterization. Most common is thoracocentesis and pleural biopsy. Features. Now let's see the clinical features. Here, sudden onset of the chest pain and dyspnea. But in tension pneumothorax, the common signs and symptoms are tachycardia, hypotension, and patient will sweat too much, and patient looks very distressed, and chest wall will bulge out in affected side, and movements of the chest wall will be less, and trachea deviation, and on percussion hyperresonant sound will be here. On auscultation, absence of breath sound will be here. For investigation of choice, X-ray, chest X-ray, CT scan can be done. On chest X-ray, finding will be mediastinal shift to the opposite side and sharply defined edge of the deflated lung and completely translucency and absence of the bronchovascular markings in the area between the edge of the lung and chest wall, and presence or absence of underlying lung lesions. So guys, if you like my video, please subscribe this channel Vidya Nagari and press the bell icon to get notification from this channel, and like it, share it, and thank you so much.